What's up, YouTube? Um, Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 most regretted fragrances. Hey man, I have a lot of fragrance regrets. I regret most of my collection, to be completely honest with you. These are the 5 biggest. I also have 2 honorable mentions, but before that I want to say I haven't posted in a couple days because I've been sick. I still am sick. I have a sore throat right now still. One of my ears is popped, the other one isn't. Also, I couldn't have posted because I was out of town for a funeral, and I've just been busy weekend. I had a game, out of town for a funeral, sick, but I'm back. And I want you guys to know that I'll be back consistent. So, without further ado, let's get into honorable mention number 1. And that is Agar Gold by Alt Fragrances. So this is supposed to be a rep of Tom Ford Oud Wood. Honestly, it doesn't really smell like oud wood at all, and I would recommend not getting this. It doesn't really smell like oud wood at all. As you can see, I haven't even worn it once. It smells just straight up bad, just terrible. To be completely honest, I don't have a good thing to say about this. It smells bad. It doesn't smell like oud wood, and oud wood isn't my favorite fragrance in general, even the original. So yeah, there you go. Put this back. Now, my other honorable mention is La Mala Parfum. This fragrance isn't horrible. It's a little too soft for me. Performance becomes soft, and I feel like I would have rather gotten another bottle of this because this is just amazing. I have a bunch of videos talking about this. I love La Mala Elixir, so I would rather just got another bottle of that than this. I think this is iris heavy, and I do tend to like iris, but not in this fragrance. This was not a fragrance that I enjoy the iris in. I don't really like how the iris is done. A little too soft with this fragrance for me, and the performance isn't as good as Elixir, obviously, so yeah. And let's get into the real list now. So starting off with number 5, Dark Elixir. I don't know necessarily a lot of the notes on this, but kind of just bought it at a fragrance store. I wore it once over the summer and it gave me a headache. It's not a summer fragrance, but I did want to wear it. I don't know honestly anything about this. It was about $80, but there is a version called White Elixir, and I do like that. That smells like spicy peach. This smells like spicy ass. It smells like an Axe body spray. It's actually not that bad. It just gave me a headache, and honestly, it's kind of giving me a headache right now because I'm sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. But yeah, Dark Elixir. I don't recommend it. I really don't. Not a lot to say. Moving into number 4, YSL La Homme La Parfum. I've used a little bit of this, but with this, honestly, good atomizer, good smell. This is not a bad fragrance. This is a very good smelling fragrance, to be completely honest. The problem I have with this is the performance is god awful. Maybe I would go nose blind to it. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the performance on this thing is just completely terrible. I think it's dog shit. Honestly, I'd wear it and I couldn't even smell it after an hour. So I really just stopped wearing this thing. I don't recommend you get this. And the reason I put this on the list is because this was $180 and YSL Y Elixir is $180. YSL Y Elixir gets some hate. People don't seem to like it as much, but I like it. I like the blue aquatic freshness of YSL Y Elixir, and I like the performance. I think it lasts and I really appreciate that. So I'm going to pick up YSL Wild Elixir over that any day of the week. So I regret buying it for me. Moving on, number 3, Tonka Cola by Mancera. Ooh, this fragrance. It's actually not that bad. But if you've seen other reviews on it, it's really just smells like Coca-Cola. You know, it smells like Coca-Cola and Tonka. Very well named fragrance, but it is really synthetic, it's too realistic smelling. You don't want to walk around smelling like Coke. I don't think you would get a lot of compliments on this. I've never even worn it, if you can see the bottle. It's just too Coca-Cola-y, and you don't really want to walk around smelling exactly like Coca-Cola. But yeah, and you know, FB Fragrance put this in his most regretted fragrances, and I blind bought this, so I feel the same way. If there's a fragrance that I don't wear, I'm gonna regret buying it. This is just one of them. I don't wear this, so I'm gonna regret buying it. Not necessarily a bad smell, but not gonna wear it, and it's definitely interesting. So for me, number 3. All right, number 4. Number 2. Bleecker Street by Bond number 9. One thing I have to say about this fragrance, guys. I am selling this tomorrow. I bought this for $330-ish, $350, something like that. I will be selling it for $225, and I will be buying 2 more fragrances. This is actually a nice fragrance. It does smell good. It's a nice blueberry green scent, very, very green, blueberry, you know, that type of vibe, spring, but this thing just doesn't perform. The longevity actually isn't horrible with this thing, but the projection is just god awful. Like, this thing does not project at all. I don't like it. Just something I don't like with selling this. I am going to be getting a summer fragrance and a year, like an all year fragrance. And I'm not going to spoil the brand because you guys are going to want to see it. It's a niche brand. I don't have anything from them, so I'm happy that I'm selling this. But I just regret this because it was so much money, and I would have liked to put that to a fragrance that I would actually enjoy and wear. There's a lot of fragrances that I would like to buy for that much, but, you know, it's okay, I guess. I'm getting my money back, and I'll get a new fragrance for you guys. Now, number 1 most regretted fragrance. Coming to the last fragrance of the video. If you guys are still here, make sure you're giving me a like and comment and a sub. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, man. So if you guys have seen some of my other videos for some of my subscribers, this isn't going to be a big surprise. I've talked about this a lot, actually. I absolutely hate this fragrance. I paid full retail for this thing. I just can't stand it. I think it's disgusting. I got it sprayed on a tester. The opening isn't horrible, but just smelling it out of the bottle, it's repulsing. It's disgusting. And I recommend none of you get it. And it's just blech. This fragrance is Stronger With You Tobacco. Now, I actually somewhat like Stronger With You, especially intensely, but this takes a Stronger With You and just adds tobacco into it, and it just makes it disgusting. It's a spicy, you know, like potent tobacco, and that's not the tobacco I like. Tobacco is one of my favorite fragrance notes. My favorite fragrance right now is Xerjoff Naxos, and you can't really get the tobacco in that same way as Lamal Elixir, but I do love tobacco notes, even other things like Side Effect. Side Effect is a little too sweet for me. I don't want to say too sweet. There's just something about Side Effect that's not my favorite. Herod isn't my favorite because I think it smells like just a dirty tobacco. I don't know. There's a lot of tobacco fragrances I like. For example, Tobacco Vanille is one of my favorites. I would never get that though because the new bottles, well, the bottles from the last however many years, they just don't perform. So I wouldn't be able to stand it, and it would only last 3 hours. But the smell on Tobacco Vanille is just, it's a work of art. It's beautiful. So I just want you guys to know that I am somebody who enjoys tobacco fragrances, and I hate this. This is, besides the Oud Wood dupe, my least favorite smelling fragrance in my whole collection. I refuse to wear this. I will not wear it, and I recommend you guys do not wear it. That's about it. Those are my top 5 most regretted fragrances. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, again, give me a sub. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Hope you guys are looking good, smelling good, and having a good day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.